to start off by asking you a question. How many of you know Sonia Sotomayor? Sonia is one of our current Supreme Court justices. The purpose of the Supreme Court is to set limits on democratic government by ensuring the popular majorities cannot pass laws that harm or take advantage of the unpopular minority. The Supreme Court receives more than 7,000 cases each year, but only adheres to 100 to 150 of the cases, says uscourt.gov. Sonia Sotomayor is very important to us because she holds one of these seats on the Supreme Court that make decisions that could affect us. Today I'm here to tell you about Sonia's background, her significant rulings, her controversies, and stance on issues. Now that you understand the purpose of the Supreme Court, let's learn about Sonia's background. Sonia Sotomayor was born on June 25, 1954 in Bronx, New York. She received her BA from Princeton, graduating with the highest honors of summa cum laude, then continuing her education by receiving her JD from Yale Law School, says SupremeCourt.gov. Before Sonia assumed her role as Supreme Court Justice, she served on the Court of Appeals for 11 years, says WhiteHouse.gov. Barack Obama nominated Sonia Sotomayor on May 26, 2009 as Associate Justice, and she assumed her role on August 8, 2009, says SupremeCourt.gov. Next, I'm going to talk about some of Sonia's significant rulings. One of Sonia's rulings that stood out to me was the case Battle versus New York State Board of Law Examinees. The case is about a law student who has reading and learning disabilities, who is entitled to extended time. The Supreme Court decided that the people are not protected under the Americans with Disability Act if they can function normally with reading glasses, taking medicine, or otherwise compensating for their disability, says NewYorkTimes.com. Sonia found the law student to still be disabled, allowing her the extended time for her board exam. This case stands out to me because I also have a learning disability. I'm dyslexic. I can function in everyday life, but when it comes to comprehending things, it takes me a little longer. Being a judge, you're always going to have someone who disagrees with your decisions, which brings me to my next point. Sonia's controversies and stance on issues. Sonia Sotomayor is a liberal activist of the first order who thinks her own personal political agenda is more important than the law as written, says NewYorkTimes.com. Sonia has shaped history on August 6, 2009 by becoming the first Hispanic Supreme Court Justice. One controversy that Sonia faced was many liberal groups have concerns for the lack of support for her liberal causes. Specifically, they have expressed concerns on one ruling involving abortion in Center for Reproductive Law and Policy versus Bush. Sonia ruled in favor of Bush to deny federal aid to foreign organizations who support or do abortions, says Judgepedia.org. In conclusion, President Barack Obama made his first pick by emphasizing Judge Sotomayor's extraordinary journey from modest beginning to Ivy League, says Baker and Zinley. Today, most of you went from not knowing Sonia Sotomayor to now knowing her background, her significant rulings, controversies, and stance on issues. Sonia Sotomayor has come a long way and is now known as an inspiring judge on our Supreme Court.